Welcome back to the Miniature Mic Monologue. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Hi. I missed you. Although I've been posting consistently, I'm slowly getting back into the groove of figuring out podcasting and being really dedicated to this and meeting my goal of posting 50 episodes. And in today's episode, we are talking about grieving the good in life. And it's very appropriate because today we had a little sum that was very exciting. That was coming for a long time. And I'll just get it for you so you can see. You've already seen it, I think, because it's for sure in the thumbnail. But I got this this box, this signature box, and I just okay, so let me put it on. Yes, ma'am. We got our rings today. We had like our little ring ceremony. Bling blow, baby. Oh my goodness. Look at that, you guys. Okay, so I started crying when I opened it, actually. So here's the ring. Perf. She's gold. Oh, this is a beautiful shot. WCC. And then right here, it has my last name and my number and the little lion symbol. And then over here, it has LMU Volleyball 2024 and our freaking trophy. And then I hope you guys can see this. On the inside, has our record 25-6, 13-0 at home. Lion's Den, definitely protected. There she is in all her glory. She's going back on my finger. Thank you very much. Very mindful. Very champion-like. Very demure. Very winner circle heavy. Okay, and with that, I also got this is my first one of these, and I actually, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't really want this. This is my all-conference team. What is this? Award? Yeah, it's an award. They framed it really nice, but the people who voted me second team, I really hope nobody ever does to your children what you did to me, respectfully. But yeah, that kind of works us right into the theme of this week's podcast. Oof, little hand is heavy over here. Like literally, I got distracted. I was like, what's on my hand? Oh. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be talking about grieving the good in this week's podcast episode. And I talked to my therapist about it. And I just feel like the role that volleyball is playing or has played in my life is taking a major shift. It's taking a major step back. I know I talked about earlier in the year when I started this podcast talking about what my plans are. Maybe further down the line, once we get to that point in time in the semester, it is that point in time. On the day that you're watching this, the following week at this same time almost, I will be preparing to take my final. I will have already presented one of my finals, and then I will have one more the following week, which does not require a presentation. That's nice. But yeah, it's the end of an era for me. And I've been playing beach volleyball with my teammates and some of the strength and conditioning coaches and stuff like that. And it was fun for a little bit. And then I really stopped having fun. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm over this. And I don't know why, because, and this is exactly what I said to my therapist. I was like, I would usually jump at any opportunity to touch a ball, to be able to play the game, all that stuff. And now I'm like, I just feel icky about it. Like, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be around that. And I was talking to her about it. And then she asked me towards the end of our session, like, did you get what you came for out of today's conversation? And I was like, yeah, I guess I just really wanted to identify the feeling that I was experiencing, and that feeling was grief. But I have grief over one of the best time periods of my life. Like, it will be 10 years in August since I have picked up a volleyball and not put it down. And this will be the first time this August that I won't be touching a volleyball. I mean, at least I don't think I will be. I really don't want to play professionally right now. And I told my therapist this too. I was like, if I would have won a national championship in college, I don't think I would want to play professionally, because I never really did want to play professionally. I wanted to come to college and be a collegiate national champion. Like, I had one objective and I was going to meet it. And she kind of talked to me a little bit about how grieving, you know, the good things that have happened, but also like the things that could have happened and would have been really great. And I was like, yes, there's that. And then there's also the added individual layers of me having to go through things that only I will understand, me having to make choices that only really affect me in certain situations because I've given my life to the Lord to serve him. It's not always going to be, and it hasn't been, a easy, turbulence-free ride and kind of interaction with people who should be in your corner. Like, community building has been something that has taken the longest part of my college journey, and actually finding friends. And I only started doing it towards the end of my journey, because the people that are supposed to be for you and in your corner, on your team, if you're going to go play a sport in college, and especially now that it's all about money, like, it wasn't even like that when I came into it, and now it is. So I don't know how much worse this is going to get. I would hope that it would get better, but let's be for real, it's probably not going to get better. But I was alone in so many of my experiences while being surrounded by so many people, and I had to choose to continue to believe in what God put down on the inside of me, and then to get to the end of my career and have an opportunity to grab it, to be a national champion, and then it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. I gave it all I had and it didn't work. And not only that, but like, just feeling like me believing and me having faith and me being obedient and me doing what the word says and living righteously in the sight of the Lord is having low-key no avail, besides obviously the transformation that occurs in my life. But it's like, okay, cool, it's occurred in my life and my life has changed and the people around me can see it and all that, but like, I'm still being attacked and I still feel like I'm losing, and I still feel like nothing that I'm doing is showing up the way that you said it was going to, God. So it's fighting those individual battles and still coming out and feeling like a loser. You know what I'm saying? Not like whatever major loser, but like I lost an opportunity. And I said this also when I was talking to my therapist. Can you tell this is fresh on the brain? But I just talked to her about how, like, even if I had become a national champion in college, I'm never going to get this time back. This is never going to happen for me again. I'm never going to get to grow up with this kind of safety net and experience all these different things in college. I'll never again get to be a collegiate volleyball player. And that's something worth grieving, but also grieving the opportunity of what you thought was going to be one of the many blow-ups that God had, or what I thought was going to be one of the many blow-ups that God had for me in my life. And then it kind of just falls. There's no blow-up. It's just kind of, that's it, you know? So on top of like the anticlimactic, get to reach an end point, and then it's very sad and depressing. And then some children of God are like, oh yeah, a week before the vote comes out, she's 11th in the country for total blocks, like 20 something for blocks per set. Yeah, we're going to put her on the second team. And then we get to the championship. We play this ridiculous game against Washington. They have this crazy little comeback moment. We outlast it, beat them in overtime in the 5th set, so double overtime. And then we get to Stanford, and it's just like, God was like, not yet. And I'm like, ah! So, I mean, it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to put together, but I'm glad that I was able to pinpoint and put my finger on the feeling that I was experiencing, so that I kind of can mentally set myself up to be able to be kind to myself, and not be kind to myself. What's the word I'm looking for? To kind of have that in the back of my mind as I'm going through this time period and understanding and feeling all of the feelings that are happening, not trying to intellectualize them, but just let them be. because on top of the fact that I'm grieving one of the best times in my life where I literally became my favorite version of myself, the version of myself that I've always wanted to be. And most people know me now because of volleyball as the nickname G, which is just the letter, even though my name starts with a J. And because of what I have experienced, the ways that I have grown, the things that I've seen, and that I've accomplished in my 5 years playing collegiate volleyball, I want that name to forever be a part of what I build. I want it to be a part of my legacy. Like, I already have plans for when I build out my business and how we're going to work out like the name and the LLC, because I, in general, feel like I have always been this version of me, but it takes so much time to be sitting in that version of yourself and to be that version of yourself who actually exercises the grace of God, who isn't perfect in her execution of her routine all the time, who doesn't always want to say kind things, but, lets the Spirit guide her sometimes when she feels like she's being mistreated or abused, and she lets the director of the story that she would really love to have control over direct and guide, and continues to trust. And when I look back on my college life, the version of G that I am today, I have always been her. And in any way, trying to make this relevant to you guys, you have always been that version of you that you wanted to be. You might have to fight through stuff to get there. You might have to work out mindset problems. You might have to work out people. You might have to work out the place that you live. Like, whatever it is that is not allowing you to see yourself the way God sees you, because that's really what it is. You might have to work through it. But my focus was always on like this version of me, G. And I made a post on my Instagram, I think right before we started like report day this past year, talking about like happy 8 or 9 year anniversary to my favorite version of me. And as I'm sitting here preparing to literally like pack this version of me away, the version of me that I've been developing over the last years, it's been attached to volleyball. I know literally she doesn't go away because she is me and I am her. But as I am preparing to like put this in a nice box and like get it all framed up and put my letter up and begin to work towards the things that I believe God has for me next, and continuing my career and trying to develop it into one that is also making money on social media, I really am at a loss for words. Like, I want to cry and I'm smiling at the same time, because I would have regretted not doing it more than I regret the fact that I didn't get anything or everything that I set out to get, because I learned this in the middle of college and it has been the saving grace of my life. I'm not in control of Jack, okay? And grieving that idea probably took like no time for me when I really figured it out. But letting go of this body of work that I've created over the last 9 years, and hanging it up, putting it on a shelf, getting a nice decorative box to display all the things that I've achieved, is something that I will do with joy in my heart and tears rolling down my face, because I don't regret any decision I've made. And I'm grieving the end of this chapter because it was good. And we talk about grief a lot, and usually in the sense where it's not good, where we've lost a family member or a loved one, or something absolutely tragic has happened and it's changed your world in a not positive way. this past season of my life has been a little bit of all of that. You know, praise be to God, I haven't lost any family members or loved ones, but I lost a lot of opportunity. I lost a lot of parts of me that weren't good. I lost a lot of hopes that I thought were good, and, you know, kind of just turned out to be, I don't know, because they haven't really manifested on the other side as like, God did say that and now he did it. And so just kind of like hanging out and waiting for that. So I just wanted to get on here for myself and for anyone else and talk about how grateful I am to be grieving this goodbye, because excuse me, it's like been the best and hardest time of my life. I won't say worst because it wasn't the worst, but I would do it over again in a heartbeat. At 22, I would start over like I was 18, and I would live through everything that I lived through, every poor decision, every misstep, every minor celebration, every tiny increment towards having the peace that passes all understanding and stepping away from the anxiety that literally tried to kill me, and into what I've become now. I would live this cycle of my life over and over and over again, knowing that it didn't end the way that I wanted, because God was with me, and knowing that I get to end this chapter and go into another one and he's still going to be with me is the reason that I want to continue on. And not just because he's given me things to do, but because when I was alone, I wasn't alone. And like, that's it. When I was alone, I wasn't alone. And I am over the moon about how I walked out of college volleyball, because I still have to go to school. I won't be done with school till August, which is a blessing in and of itself, because I get to, you know, be around Sam for longer, honestly. And I am so glad to be grieving, and I hope no one takes this out of context, because I know the other kind of grief that is that of huge, tremendous loss in family and things of that nature, or tragedy, is as valuable and as valid as it has always been, but so is this. And I wanted to be a representation of that. I'm processing it real time. I'm living it live. And I want you to know that if it's good and you grieved it, you should thank God, because it's going to happen. And I can't even believe that it's the end of my time and that I'm done with volleyball. Like, we had the last spring practice that I went to yesterday, and I just told the team, like, I'm so proud of how you guys have progressed, because I was really only with them for the second half of the semester, about like 2 days a week. And I'm sad that I won't be there, but I'll be there to support you on. Like how is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? I never pictured the end, but I'm so glad that I'm here. I really am. So I'm probably going to cry a lot during this time of the year, because not next week, but the week after, I walk and I will get my second degree in a year and a half. I have my MBA, and then, good gracious, hopefully I start making some dadgum money, because I need that. But that's it. I don't have anything else to say. I hope you got something out of this. It was a little all over the place. And even though it's a little bit of a joke in my brain, I'm still grateful, because it is the first and only conference award I have ever received. That's crazy. If you know anything about my college career, that statement shouldn't come out of my mouth, but it is. It is. But I'm grateful. Something else to hang on the wall. Okay, I'm going to go. I love you guys. Thank you for listening and for being a part of this. I saw the other day that we got another subscriber, which is so exciting because the main people that are subscribed to this freaking channel is like me and my other 2 accounts and my mom and like somebody else in my family. But okay, it still shows up as subscribers. So I just want to say thank you to that 5th person. I don't know who you are, but I love you. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to. I'm vlogging this upcoming week. It's really exciting. I'm going to get my hair done for graduation. Then we have the Iggy's. And then the next time I pick up my vlog camera, it will be graduation. Okay, that's it. Love you. Bling blow, baby. See you next week.